What's up? How y'all doing? I'm back. I'm making a video again. Oh my gosh. So this is Flynn from In Like Flynn RPG and more. If you're new, please like, share, subscribe, whatever these YouTubers tell you to do. You don't have to. I'm not forcing you to. I'm not putting you in an arm lock to do it. It's like I'm not doing a chokehold or nothing like that. But that's up to you. But yeah, it's been a while. I figured I'd get back to making a video again. So, just work and, exhausting free time. Everybody's in bed when you come home, and you're just like, nah, I'm just going to go sit and vegetate. So, but yeah, so I recently just started playing in a game. It's a zombie game. It's from Bloat Games. It is called Survive the Zombies, which originally it started out as like a 4-book pamphlet kind of book, like old school white box kind of thing, which that's the majority of the games are kind of built on like white box, but it's with a modern feel to it. So it's kind of like the O5R instead of the OSR kind of feel, but it's still OSR in a lot of ways. But so it doesn't play exactly like old school, but it feels like new school. I don't know. It's easy. If you could play D&D, you could play these games. It's no big deal. And I probably talked about that in another video before, so excuse me. But anyway, yeah, it's this right here. Survive this zombies. So I like this. Nice little hardback. I swear I wish I could get all these books in hardback, but this one clocks in at around 100 pages. You can get this on Drive-Thru RPG, or you can go to bloatgames.com. You can order this book. I know there's a supplement book. I think one or two. I don't know. I know one is named sorry, my cat's trying to jump on the table here. Body in the Road, I think that's what it's called. But you can find them on Drive-Thru, and like I said, you can go to bloatgames.com. I'll try to get the links in the descriptions for that. But yeah, I just started playing this. And I'll link the game to is Matt McLeod's YouTube channel too. We played in that a week ago, from something like that, yeah. So, but it was fun, very fun. It's actually my first zombies game I've actually played in, so which is nice because it seems like the majority of my games have all been, fantasy games. I'm not knocking them; I like them, but occasionally I do like something different. I do like to play something a little more that has more today relevance. But yeah. Do that. And I got another game coming up this coming weekend on the holiday weekend. So that should be part 3. I wasn't in part 1, unfortunately. I had a little bit of an emergency with a family member, so nothing serious. It's just kind of prevented me from playing on the first game, but able to catch up in the second game. So had a lot of fun. Players are all great. We had a very, very good laugh, and I was trying very hard not to cry so hard, laughing. It's just like, jeez, horrible. But yeah, so like I said, this clock's in around 100 pages. So basically gives, like every book you get, a game book you ever get, tells you what it is and the basics. You got your rulings versus rules, and how, what's an RPG. Basically everything you need to get started. Really, honestly, this is an example of the character sheet. Very simple. This is the one I use. It's very simple, very, just not elaborate. Very easy on the printer too, by the way. So, or you can just write it all down too if you like that. You got your little notebooks. That's even better. Still uses the 6 stats like all the other Survive This games. And then you have the 7th stat, which is a survival stat. So that will, if you want to re-roll, the dice, and you don't feel like it was working your way, take the chance, spend a survival point, re-roll the dice, and that's the score you got to take if you do that. So you can't decide which one you want. So, excuse me, I'm getting over bronchitis, so that's another thing. Summertime's colds suck. It's been running rampant in my house. So you still got your saving throws. So you have critical injury, death, infection, mental, and poison, which that's all roll under. All your attribute checks or roll overs. You got your list of skills. You can have, optional background chart here. What's a D20? Roll a D20, pick your background. That's optional though, so it's not like it's set in stone. It's your game. But you have your classes. You got first responder, fixer, hunter, human, inmate, or hunter, inmate, leader, mercenary, mother-to-be, scavenger, scientist, slayer, tracker, and biker, and road warrior. And it's my lovely wife. She's coming on through. So, but we actually, in our game, we had one player is a mother-to-be. I know at least two of us are first responders. I'm not sure one. We had one player that couldn't make it, so he was kind of tied up with something going on. And then I think we had one that was like a retired police officer, first responder. He's quite hilarious with his character. I will give you that. If you watch the video, and you'll understand why. So, which they're pretty standard. So the first responders are like typical police officers, firemen, doctors, nurses, EMTs, firefighters, or I did say firemen, or anything in that line. So then you got your typical hunters, which actually I'm gonna start with fixers. Fixers, like someone who's handy at fixing anything, knows how to bring something back to life that doesn't want to run anymore. Your hunters, knows how to hunt, kill, survive in the wild, especially when everything's starting to break down. You got your inmates, so, society's breaking down. Of course, you're going to have inmates leaving prison. That's kind of typical. You have your leader types, think Rick Grimes, basically, that kind of type. Mercenaries, they could have been military, SWAT, pretty people in like normal life, or anything like that. Anyone with like warfare training, that would be your mercenary types for a zombie apocalypse. Of course, you have your mothers to be, that's the typical, either they're already a mother or they're pregnant or something like that. Very motherly instincts, protecting anybody. It could, honestly, it doesn't even have to be kids, it's like you're the mother of the group. Everybody looks to you. And then you got your scavengers, so you think of like Glenn from Walking Dead, able to get in and get out anywhere, get whatever you need, get the supplies that everybody needs. Then you got your scientists, of course, like in a zombie apocalypse, you're almost thinking of like the doctor from Gilligan's Island, who's basically trying to jerry-rig anything up. And then you got your slayer, like Michonne, the zombie slayer. Perfect, for taking out multiple zombies, at one time. Your trackers, that one's kind of like a little, it's almost like the hunter or the tracker is kind of like a split, I swear, between Daryl from Walking Dead. So, but that's probably a good thing, because I think one is kind of like Daryl's kind of OP for the comic book series. I'm glad they didn't put him in there, but I think he's good for the TV series. Then you got your biker scouts, which they're considered like the villains. It could be like your road warrior type kind of things like that. And you'll see this glass famously portrayed on the zombie episode. That's usually my go-to drinking glass. I don't know why. This is the one I always grab when I end up playing a game. Always works out that way. And then you got your road scout villain, road biker villain scouts, whatever. And then you got your road warriors. So that could be, like that's definitely the Mad Maxy kind of, the rat rod looking cars running up and down the road. Of course, then you have your typical list of skills, which I think actually as time has gone on, these have updated a lot more with other games in this series. There are ones here that are not here, and they are mentioned in this book, so it's kind of, I know that's the learning curve, and I'm glad that the Eric and the gang from Bloat Games are definitely tidying those up as time goes on. And I'm I stick with these guys because I like the stuff anyway. I know there's going to be errors. There's always going to be errors with any small publisher, but hey, I like it. If you like their product, you're going to support them, and they're always looking for feedback. So from all his players, all his so anything helps them. If they know about it, they'll be like, oh man, we're going to get this corrected. So I mean, hey, that's what we're here for. You got your section on XP and leveling, which is, you can, it's not like D&D, you can do it anyway. You can do encounters, XP for encounter, exceptional role playing, if I can say that, heroics and all that jazz. If you survived the session, you didn't get eaten by zombies, that's even better. You got your section on armor class. You got weapons and items. So you have your typical, bows, axe, bats, brass knuckles, crossbows, knives, nightsticks, pepper spray, spear, staffs, swords, whips, screwdrivers, and shurikens. Which, okay, I'll take a shuriken, I guess, in a zombie apocalypse, but it's a little obscure. But I'm like, I can see that in Vigilante City, but sure, why not? You'll take whatever. You have your typical firearms, stuff like that. And then we'll get, there's a section on usage die, which you'll find that like in Black Hack on items. A lot of Black Hack games have this. So, but yeah, that got incorporated into the Survive This series of games. It's not bad. A little section on house rules, time and turns, movements. Let's see, difficulty checks. Yeah, let's get to the typical game stuff here, mechanics. And then we'll get into the zombies. We got your bone zombies. So if you want to go basically kind of a fantasy feel, like they're all like magical raised bone zombies. That's cool. You got and then you got a mutated one. It was they kind of merged together. So if you got 2 or more dead bone zombies, they merge together, become an even scarier bone zombie. You got your boss zombies. You're a lot more tougher. They're kind of similar to running zombies, but they're larger and muscular. You got your crawlers, the ones that just can't seem to walk. They just crawl around. They're the ones that grab it at your ankles, and they're and it's you just can't seem to get away from them. I don't know why. It's the crawlers are the ones that get you every time. And you got your fleshless zombies, basically. The ones that are almost barely have anything hanging on. You got legend zombies. They're basically the kind of zombie that myth and legends are kind of based off. I don't know. They could be magically made zombies like voodoo or something like that, or they could just be abominations of hell or something like that. Your living zombies, kind of like Night of the Living Dead kind of zombies. Your melting zombies, where everything's just kind of coming off like grotesquely. You got your ragers, like from 28 Days Later. You got the runners, which is kind of like the same type of zombie, but a little different stats. You got your screamers. You got the walkers. The voodoo zombies. There's that. So if you got your black magic practitioners, if I can say that right, the practitioners. Zombie children. So yeah, that kind of reminds me of what one of the Return of the Living Dead like sequel movies. Like talking zombie kid. I can't remember which one that was. I remember that where they put a bunch of little brains out and try to hook them up the wires, and hopefully all the zombies will grab them and then they can electrocute them. I watched that movie when I was younger, and I cannot remember which one that is. It's been so long. And you have your actual zombie leader, probably a little bit more smarter zombie, a little more thinking zombie. Something like that. And you got a section on random encounters. So you can use a D12 chart here. And then you got party size of zombies. And then you can probably, you can figure out like your human element, like bad guy at human elements. And then you got like other NPCs, so like the Shepherd of the Dead. So it's more like a, class here, where the person who can control the zombies. That's kind of cool. I like that. It doesn't have to be straight up zombie apocalypse. A section on the biker gangs. The slow turn zombie is an optional class, so yeah, that person who gets bit, and it just takes them a while to turn, but you can see like as time goes by how it really affects them. Little section on like setting and like what they call the Silicone Corporation. So like something, like this company manufactured some toxic thing and basically gets into the systems, and people are turned into zombies, and it gives you some more NPCs to work with. So you got out of that, and I got a list of human adversaries, which that's a very common thing in Survive This books. You get that in Dark Places of Demogorgons and other books like that. So like I said, but these are all books are all, like I said in the past, are all compatible with each other, so you can play it. Honestly, you can have this and do kind of an Army of Darkness kind of thing, and then incorporate all your characters into Survive This fantasy, and go from Evil Dead to Army Darkness. Like that. Then you got a section on NPC villain generator, which you find those a lot in the other books too, and this. So that's pretty much about it. You got some little bestiary, just basic animals, but yeah, if you want a zombie game and you like a D20 system, I would get this. It's a small book. Pretty much everything you need to run a zombie game. You don't have to go into like large tomes for a zombie game. There is another zombie game that is from Bloat Games. It's and it runs off the Black Hack system. It's Zombie Hack 2, and you can find some of the same zombie types in that also that are in this. But yeah, like I said, but as far as this has that compatibility with the other books. So like Palladium does with their books. So, but like I said, if you enjoy zombies, everybody likes this one. I know that a lot of people do like this one. I've actually started enjoying playing this game. It was nice, get away from the fantasy settings for once. I know eventually I'd like to do maybe like street levels, heroes, vigilantes. So we'll be looking into maybe Vigilante City or Vigilante Hack by Bloat Games as well. I know this seems like such a love letter channel to Bloat Games, but actually this is the majority of the books I've bought and lot. I'm looking. I know I've done a couple others like Palladium and a little bit on the One Ring. I'm looking at probably in the future. I'm gonna look a few more books from Gallant Knight Games that I have. So it would be like the Tiny D6 system, and a little bit into also Basic Fantasy, which is another kind of one of the OG. It's not considered by the creator. It's not considered OSR, but it's kind of helped start the OSR. It's kind of been around as long as like Osric, but if you're not familiar with that, I'm gonna do a video on that too. So this movie, so I'm trying to think if I missed anything. I know I've kind of ran it on for like 20 minutes. It's probably one of my longer videos, I may believe. But like I said, it's been a while since I've done these, and I want to get back to doing it. And I hope to see you all again soon. Like I said, if you can like, share, subscribe, do whatever, leave a comment. Tell your friends about me, because I got all the wonderful toys. No. So, all right, you guys have a good day, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye.